Have you ever wondered if certain habits you've developed over time might be subtly pushing people away, even though no one has the courage to point them out? As we age, we naturally settle into routines that feel familiar and comforting. Some of these habits reflect the wisdom and experience we've gained, but others can become blind spots, behaviors we don't realize are affecting how others perceive us. You might believe you're simply being authentic, expressing who you are. However, those around you, family, friends, even strangers notice these habits. And though they may not voice their thoughts, these behaviors can quietly shape their impressions of you. In this video, we're diving into 12 subtle yet significant behaviors that older adults might exhibit, which others notice but rarely mention. These aren't about physical appearance, but about actions that can erode your dignity, distance you from loved ones, and diminish the respect you've earned over a lifetime. Each point is an opportunity for reflection, not to judge yourself harshly, but to ask, is this behavior still serving me, or is it creating barriers? The good news, most of these habits can be changed with awareness and small adjustments. By the end of this video, you'll gain clarity on what to watch for and how to carry yourself with greater confidence, grace, and connection in your later years. Stay with us until the end, as a few simple shifts could transform how others experience you. More importantly, how you feel about yourself. Let's get started. Overlooking personal hygiene. One of the first things people notice but rarely mention is a decline in personal hygiene. This isn't about dramatic neglect, but the small details that add up over time, wearing clothes that look worn or slightly wrinkled from multiple days of use, hair that hasn't been combed or washed recently, fingernails that are uneven or overly long, or a subtle odor that lingers after you leave a room. These may seem minor, but they send a powerful message. Hygiene isn't just about cleanliness. It's a reflection of how you present yourself to the world. In younger years, maintaining these habits often feels effortless, part of a daily routine. But as we age, energy levels may dip, priorities shift, and some begin to think, why bother? This subtle change is noticeable to others, though they may hesitate to bring it up to avoid causing embarrassment, especially younger family members who don't want to hurt your feelings. Consider Margaret, an 82-year-old grandmother who always took pride in her appearance. Over the past few years, she began wearing the same cardigan daily and skipped regular hair washing, thinking it didn't matter at home. During a family gathering, her grandson hesitated to hug her, citing a faint musty smell. Margaret brushed it off, assuming it was her laundry detergent, but the distance in her grandson's interactions lingered. Studies suggest that neglecting hygiene can signal to others a lack of self-regard, which unconsciously affects how they respond. People may sit farther away, shorten visits, or avoid physical closeness, not because they love you less, but because your self-care sends a message that you've disengaged. This can be particularly impactful in social settings, where first impressions shape interactions. The solution doesn't require a complete overhaul. Simple steps like wearing a fresh shirt daily, brushing your hair, trimming your nails, and showering regularly with a mild soap can make a significant difference. These actions signal, I'm still here, and I value myself and those around me. For example, Margaret started using a scented body wash and set a reminder to change her outfit daily, which restored her confidence and warmed her family's interactions. Hygiene reflects your energy and self-respect, influencing how others treat you. By prioritizing these small habits, you invite warmth, respect, and closeness, reinforcing your dignity in a subtle yet powerful way. 2. Speaking without a filter. As we age, the internal filter that once cautioned, maybe don't say that, can weaken, leading to unfiltered remarks. You might feel liberated, thinking, I've earned the right to speak my mind. While honesty is valuable, crossing into bluntness can make others uncomfortable. Comments about someone's appearance, lifestyle choices, or parenting might seem like harmless truth to you, but they often land as harsh criticism. For instance, remarking on a relative's weight or dismissing modern trends with "people are too sensitive these days" can cause others to pause, shift uncomfortably, or avoid eye contact. They may not confront you, fearing it would seem disrespectful, but their response is clear. They pull back, shorten conversations, or skip invitations to gatherings. Take Henry, a 75-year-old retiree who prided himself on his straightforwardness. At a family dinner, he commented on his niece's new hairstyle, saying, "Why would you dye it that color? It looks ridiculous." He laughed, thinking he was being playful, but his niece grew quiet and left early. Over time, Henry noticed fewer family members called or visited. Psychological research highlights that unfiltered speech can strain relationships, as it's perceived as lacking empathy, especially by younger generations who value compassionate communication. The key isn't to censor yourself, but to pause and ask, is this kind? Is it necessary? Wisdom wrapped in kindness draws people closer, while sarcasm or judgment pushes them away. To adjust, practice active listening and consider the impact of your words. If you wouldn't want a similar comment directed at your loved ones, reconsider saying it. Henry, for example, started asking his niece about her interests before offering opinions, which rebuilt their bond. Your words carry weight, especially in later years. Use them to foster connection, not create distance, and you'll find people lean in, eager to hear your perspective. If you're finding this video helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to do so and turn on notifications to stay updated. Your support helps us create content that informs and inspires. Let's move on. Wearing ill-fitting or outdated clothing. There's comfort in sticking to familiar routines, eating the same breakfast, walking the same route, or wearing clothes you've owned for decades. While consistency is fine, clothing that no longer fits or looks outdated can send an unintended message. Baggy pants, shirts that are too tight, or styles from 20 years ago may suggest you've disconnected from the present. Others notice, though they rarely say so, interpreting it as a sign you've stopped caring about your appearance. This isn't about chasing trends or dressing younger. It's about presenting yourself in a way that reflects self-respect and awareness. Consider Arthur, a 78-year-old who wore the same oversized sweaters from the 1990s. At a community event, he overheard someone whisper that he looked stuck in time. It stung, but he realized his wardrobe didn't reflect the vibrant person he still was. Research in social psychology shows that appearance influences perceptions of competence and engagement. Well-fitting, clean clothes that suit your current body and style signal that you're still invested in yourself. You don't need to overhaul your wardrobe. Just update key pieces, like a pair of modern jeans or a shirt that complements your coloring. Arthur swapped his old sweaters for fitted button-downs, and the compliments he received boosted his confidence. Comfort and care can coexist, showing the world you're present and proud of who you are today. Interrupting or dominating conversations. As we age, the desire to share our hard-earned wisdom can lead to dominating conversations. You might jump in with a story or advice, unintentionally overshadowing others. While this often stems from a genuine wish to contribute, it can silence those around you. People may stop sharing, shorten calls, or avoid deep discussions, not because they don't value you, but because they feel unheard. For example, Susan, a 70-year-old, often interrupted her daughter's stories with her own experiences, thinking she was bonding. Over time, her daughter grew quieter, and Susan felt disconnected without understanding why. Studies in communication suggest that balanced conversations build stronger relationships. Practice pausing, asking questions, and letting others speak. Susan started asking her daughter open-ended questions like, "How did that make you feel?" and found their talks became more meaningful. By listening more than you speak, you create space for connection, making others seek your input because they feel valued, not lectured. 5. Complaining about younger generations. It's easy to notice differences in younger generations. Teenagers glued to phones, adults making unfamiliar choices and comment on them. Phrases like "kids these days don't know hard work" or "back in my day, we had" values may slip out, but they alienate others, especially younger family members. These remarks suggest you are uninterested in their world, creating distance. Take Clara, an 80-year-old who frequently criticized her grandson's gaming hobby. He stopped visiting, feeling judged. When Clara asked about his interests instead, their bond strengthened. Research shows that intergenerational connection thrives on curiosity, not criticism. Instead of comparing eras, what's it like growing up now? This opens dialogue and shows respect. Your value lies in bridging generations, not dismissing them, fostering trust and admiration from those younger than you. If you're finding these insights valuable, comment number 5 below. Subscribe and turn on notifications to support our content creation. Let's continue. Ignoring modern etiquette. Social norms evolve, and behaviors once considered acceptable, like loud phone conversations in public or standing too close in line, can now seem inconsiderate. These small actions, like playing videos without headphones in a waiting room, create friction. People rarely correct you, but they may avoid you or move away, signaling discomfort. For instance, Tom, a 73-year-old, didn't realize his loud phone calls in a cafe annoyed others until a friend gently hinted at it. Modern etiquette emphasizes consideration in shared spaces. Observe how others navigate public spaces, lowering their voice, respecting personal space, or using earbuds. Adjusting to these norms shows you are engaged and respectful, earning quiet admiration. Tom started using headphones and noticed friendlier interactions, reinforcing his presence as thoughtful and aware. 7. Oversharing medical issues. Discussing health challenges is natural, but constantly focusing on ailments, knee pain, medications, or doctor visits can overwhelm others, especially younger family members. They may feel helpless or burdened, leading them to withdraw. For example, James, a 76-year-old, often detailed his medical history at family dinners, not noticing his children's discomfort. When he balanced these talks with stories about his hobbies, conversations became livelier. Research in social dynamics suggests balanced communication strengthens bonds. Share health concerns selectively with close confidants, and focus on positive topics, like a book you're reading or a recent walk, to keep connections vibrant. This invites others to engage with you as a person, not just a patient. 8. Clinging to outdated beliefs. Holding firm to long-held beliefs can feel like preserving your identity, but refusing to consider new perspectives can seem rigid. Comments like, "That's just how it is," or "I don't care what the science says," may alienate others, especially younger people navigating a rapidly changing world. For example, Ellen, a 79-year-old, dismissed her granddaughter's views on mental health, causing a rift. When she asked questions instead, their relationship deepened. Psychological studies emphasize that openness fosters trust. Staying curious, asking, "Why do you see it that way?" shows you're engaged without compromising your values. This humility makes you a respected figure, not a distant one. If you're still here, comment number 8 below and subscribe to stay updated. Your support fuels our content. Moving without spatial awareness. As we age, our pace slows, and we may focus inward, missing how our movements affect others. Blocking an aisle, stopping abruptly in a walkway, or drifting into someone's path can frustrate those around you. People rarely speak up, but they may avoid shared spaces with you. For instance, David, a 74-year-old, didn't notice he blocked supermarket aisles until a stranger sighed loudly. Adjusting his position made interactions smoother. Mindfulness in movement, staying to one side or checking your surroundings, shows consideration. This subtle grace earns respect, portraying you as present and thoughtful in shared spaces. 10. Telling outdated jokes. Humor is a gift in later years, but jokes rooted in old stereotypes or sarcasm can fall flat. A comment meant to tease might offend, especially among younger people who value inclusive humor. For example, Laura, a 71-year-old, teased her nephew about his job, not realizing it hurt him. Switching to self-deprecating humor lightened their interactions. Studies show humor that uplifts connects better. Before joking, ask, "Does this build up or tear down?" Thoughtful humor keeps you relatable, fostering warmth and connection. 11. Acting helpless unnecessarily. Aging brings challenges, but defaulting to, "Can you do it for me?" when you're capable can burden others. This habit, often rooted in fear of failure, can lead to resentment. For instance, George, a 77-year-old, asked his son to handle simple tasks like programming the TV. When he tried himself, his son's pride in him grew. Trying small tasks, using a new app, or carrying a light bag builds confidence and shows effort. Ask for help only when needed, reinforcing your independence and earning respect. Tom, insisting you're always right. Life experience brings confidence, but insisting you're always right can stifle connection. Correcting others or dismissing new ideas may push people away. For example, Ruth, a 76-year-old, corrected her friend's stories, causing distance. When she listened more, their talks became richer. Wisdom lies in openness, not dominance. Letting others share without correction invites trust. Your perspective carries more weight when delivered with humility, making you a valued confidant. Final thoughts. Reflect on these 12 behaviors without judgment. Which resonate with you? Which surprised you? This video offers honest insight to help you grow, not to criticize. These habits don't define you. They're blind spots that, once recognized, can be addressed. Aging well means evolving with awareness, showing up with grace, and fostering connection. Small changes in how you speak, dress, or move can transform how others see you and how you feel about yourself. Share one thing you learned in the comments below and how you'll apply it. Your thoughts inspire us. Like, subscribe, and share to support our content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.